why Hamas did not want to release Israeli women hostages. Before we dive in details, please subscribe to the channel and stay always one step ahead to know all global important events happening around you. Give a thumbs up and share the video with your family and friends. Let's move on with their video. Israeli forces continued their intensive air and ground attacks on the southern region of the Gaza Strip, resulting in numerous Palestinian casualties, despite repeated calls from the United States and the United Nations for the protection of civilians. The United States, Israel's principal ally, has expressed concerns that the southern offensive should not lead to the extensive civilian casualties witnessed in the northern regions. On-the-ground reports from residents and journalists indicate that the severe Israeli airstrikes in the southern part of the densely populated coastal area included zones where Israel had advised people to seek refuge. After capturing much of northern Gaza in November, Israeli forces, following the breakdown of a week-long truce on Friday, have rapidly advanced into the southern part of the region. The armed wing of Hamas al-Islamic Jihad reported intense combat with Israeli soldiers in areas north and east of Khan Yunis, Gaza's primary city in the south. Israeli tanks have crossed into Gaza, severing the main north-south route, according to local residents. The Israeli military has declared the central road leading north from Khan Yunis as a battlefield, effectively closing it. US says Hamas did not want women hostages to reveal treatment. Meanwhile, an American official said on Monday that Hamas militants likely refrained from releasing female hostages, leading to the resumption of Israel's military action in Gaza, due to concerns that these women might publicly disclose experiences of sexual violence. Israel had temporarily halted its military operations in Gaza, controlled by Hamas, following a truce facilitated by the US and Qatar. This ceasefire aimed to secure the release of about 240 hostages taken during the attacks on October 7th, which, according to Israeli officials, resulted in the death of 1,200 individuals, predominantly civilians. As part of the ceasefire agreement, numerous Israeli and other hostages were exchanged for Palestinian prisoners in Israeli custody. However, the ceasefire collapsed on Friday, and hostilities recommenced, with approximately 137 hostages still detained in Gaza, as reported by the Israeli military. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller commented, "It appears a key reason for their reluctance to release female hostages, leading to the breakdown of this ceasefire, is to prevent these women from discussing their experiences while held captive." Miller, while being cautious about discussing the treatment of the hostages, did not elaborate on the specifics regarding the women's treatment. Nevertheless, he affirmed the credibility of reports concerning sexual violence by Hamas, saying, "We have no reason to doubt such reports." Miller further criticized Hamas's treatment of civilians, particularly women, saying, "There is very little that I would put beyond Hamas in terms of their treatment of civilians, and especially women." Israeli police are also investigating claims of sexual violence linked to the October 7th incident. A high-ranking police official informed the Israeli parliament that the investigation has collected over 1,500 testimonies, with allegations including gang rape and post-mortem mutilation. Miller noted that Israel has thoroughly briefed the US on the October 7th incident, although American officials have not conducted independent on-site evaluations. He added, "We have witnessed Hamas commit atrocities both on and since October 7th. We unequivocally condemn these atrocities and support Israel's efforts to hold Hamas accountable." Activists in Israel have criticized the global community's subdued reaction to the gender-based violence reported during the attack. In response, Hamas issued a statement on Monday, dismissing the allegations of rape and sexual violence as baseless fabrications. Since October 7th, Israeli military actions have resulted in nearly 15,900 fatalities in Gaza, with the Hamas-run health ministry reporting that around 70% of these casualties are women and children.